Hi, welcome to Write, Learn and Earn. Do you want to write a novel with engaging characters? Well, to do that, you need to know what you are starting with. So today I'm going to run you through my free character checklist. Why do you need a character checklist? Well, people love engaging with your characters and they like getting invested with them, but they need to know who they are. As human beings, we crave change. Now, I know some of you are saying, no, not me. I like things to stay the same. But it is a basic human need. However, in contrast to that basic human need is the need to be safe. And guess what? Change affects your ability to feel safe because we want the things to stay the same. But in a book, we can escape and we can watch the change of characters. Now, if you head onto YouTube and you ask for any character evolution, you will see that those videos are watched a lot because people want to see the changes in characters. But our starting point is to know who our characters are. So there is a free checklist for you to download in the comment or in the description at the bottom. And we're going to run through the free checklist in terms of one of my characters for my book. So let's head on over to that and have a look and see how this character pans out. Okay, so we're going to go to our share screen and let's open it up. Okay, so how to start your author career 101, the character checklist. Let's scroll down a little bit. All right, so my character that I'm going to discuss today is my main character. And as you progress along these videos in this playlist, you will see that I mention a lot of different characters. I don't always go according to this checklist because I've already done the checklist myself, but I'm going to show you how we do the checklist for this one character. So you grab hold of the checklist and you put as much detail as you can about your characters. And here's a challenge. You might not yet know who your character is going to be. So take this checklist and evaluate your family and your friends, your co-workers, your spouse, your girlfriend or your boyfriend, your dog, your cat. Why would you say that I would want you to evaluate your dog or your cat? Well, some of your characters actually might have a pet. And in my books, I've got dragons. So I have to formulate a dragon society, what the different characters are like, what they do, what their background is like. So definitely evaluate everyone that you can. And then the person that you dislike. So research shows that 30% of everyone that we meet is actually not going to like us. So somewhere out there, they're going to be 30% of people that don't like you, and you will have people that you don't like. Fill in these details for them. Why? Because most books have got a villain. So we need to know what that person is like. And you might find that afterwards you decide that your villain is not really a villain because you've discovered more about them and they are likable, but they just got a few quirks. Okay, so our first character we're going to do is Nadine, and she is Caucasian. She's female. She was born in the 800s, and she is roughly about 16 years old in my book series. Her appearance, so she has got these blue-green eyes that everyone remarks on. And I actually based her physical features on someone that I know. And she has got a slim body, but an incredibly strong body. And the reason why she's so strong is that she's done a lot of climbing. Okay, family. She has a father. Uh, Her father used to be a knight. He left home when he was round about 6 years old to become a squire, which is pretty typical of those times. Your male children would go almost like an apprentice to a knight, and then that's how they would learn to be an esquire, and they would leave when they were very young. And depending on the financial situation of the family, some families never saw their kids again. Okay, her mother is Dorothea. Um, she is quite a wise woman. She and her husband have decided to bring up their children in a certain way. They've noticed that people get sick if they do certain things, and so that they basically changed the way that a traditional family would raise its kids. And they've also taught, her father has, or Nadine's father has taught her some basic fighting skills, because he just doesn't want her to be in a situation where she can be in danger. Nadine also has an older sister called Mareed, and she's very sensible. She's a safe person. She takes care of the family in her mother's absence. And then there's little Mikhail. He is a little boy, and but very, very young. So that's where Nadine sits. She's kind of in the middle of the family. Okay, so let's go. Personal history. Okay, so they've lived in a village for quite some time. She's quite an adventurous person, so she basically has all of the different village children playing games with her and that kind of thing. She's not yet married. At 16, you could get married. You were considered to be old enough to get married. Her personality, she's very feisty. She does have some fears which show themselves later in the story. However, in the beginning, you don't see that straight away. And she's definitely a go-getter. Some people would run away from the kind of crisis that Nadine faced very early on. She didn't. She just like, my family have been captured. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get them back. She's very compassionate. So she's got a great love for animals. In fact, she's got a little kitten that she's cared for since birth. Its mother abandoned it, and she just really, really loves this little creature, and it actually goes with her on the first part of the quest. And later on, because of her loyalty, she wants to keep taking it with her, but the knights that are helping her with her quest say, you actually can't do that because the king considers cats to be a symbol of witchcraft, and he would just never take to anyone that comes into his vicinity with a cat, and they probably will kill the cat and you. So she gets very passionate about things that she considers to be social injustices, and you'll see that a lot. But she's still immature to the way of the world. So far, she's just been adventurous, and so when it comes across real crises in the real world, those things challenge her. She's got the bravery, she just doesn't have the experience. Okay, attitude. So we've covered that a little bit. Nadine's attitude towards social injustice, that enrages her. She just gets very angry with it. She doesn't like to be told what to do. She's an incredibly independent person, and so she tends to fight back against authority. It's not that she doesn't respect authority. She does respect it. However, she questions it when she feels that what's being done doesn't make sense to her. So she's not going to blindly go with what someone has said. They have to kind of sell it to her and say, this is going to help you in the long run. And if she can resonate with that, then she will accept it. Talents. She's an excellent climber. She's pretty strong. She's determined, which is part of her personality, but it's almost like a talent, because there's some things that she just has to persevere through in order to get the outcome. And some of those things are incredibly hard. So like she has to move a fishing boat, which would usually take 2 men to drag through into the lake. There are no men. And she knows she needs to get to the other side of the lake. So her perseverance just shines through over here, because it's physically incredibly grueling. She does feel like giving up, but she continues. She can make a fire by herself. She can smoke meat, so she can preserve it herself. There are a lot of things that Nadine actually knows how to do, and these are things that she has learned from her father. Accomplishments, they kind of happen later on. So one of the things that happens in the book is that she has someone that comes and attacks her, or she has an eagle that flies over and attacks her kitten, and she kills the eagle and rescues the kitten. So that sounds like it's very much like a child book, but this is a young adult book. So she is evolving. She's having to let go of things that much younger people would do and step into adulthood in this book. So in the beginning, the book, the first few chapters seems like it's very childlike, but it actually develops as she develops. Other accomplishments, she actually facilitated rescue pretty well, but I'm not going to give you too many details because it's going to give it away. Okay, fears. Nadine fears lack of control. She fears that if someone else, if she was basically to give in, someone else could take away the things that she loves and that she cares about. So she wants to be in control all the time. And that is a big conflict for her, because when she's being trained, when she has other people speaking to her, she can't let go. And she has to give some control over to other people so that she can develop. Secrets. At this point, she doesn't have a very big secret that we need to deal with. Let's see, no real secrets at this time. Later on, there will be secrets that come through. She has to pretend that she's someone that she's not. So you could say there's a secret over there. Her best qualities, when I have a look at my reviewers, they have commented on her sense of perseverance, that despite obstacles, she will just keep on going, that she tries very hard to master her emotions. The worst quality that I would say is that her fear of lack of control means that, there's certain things that she will say no to, which she should be saying yes to. My readers hate the fact that she is fearful of love. So that wasn't a quality that she appeared to have in the beginning, but she definitely had it later on, because of certain things that happen in the book. She realizes it's actually going to be very difficult for her to find love by being a dragon whisperer. Her worst enemy is King Raldorf. So because Nadine is a dragon whisperer, and she's a high-ranking one, she's a silver wing dragon whisperer, that makes her a mother dragon whisperer. So what that means is that if she comes across an egg, a dragon egg, and there are no female dragons around to hatch that egg, they will hatch because Nadine is present. And that makes her very attractive to the king, because he is trying to develop an army of dragons. So he wants to get the eggs, and he wants Nadine to hatch them. And the way that you turn a dragon to a dark force is that you traumatize the dragon. And one of the ways of traumatizing the dragon is to either separate it from its mother or kill the mother. So that means that King Raldorf, if he finds Nadine, he possibly will kill her, or he would cause a lot of trauma for her because she would have bonded with the dragons. Okay, what does your character want? What does your character want? Your character, so sorry for the mute, I just had lots of background noise that I needed to take care of. Okay, my character, she basically wants to have an easier life than being a dragon whisperer. That's not going to happen. So that's a little bit distressing for her to want. Although she didn't think about marriage in the beginning, she really did want to have a happily ever after. But here is the challenge. A dragon whisperer lives for a very long time. And because she lives for a very long time, that means that whoever she marries is going to die before her. So she actually might get a couple of spouses. Now, when you're young and in love, you can't actually imagine ever being with anyone else ever again. In fact, there are some people that are like that. They will marry once and they will never marry again. They just cannot imagine having a life with someone else. So, okay, what challenges will your character face? So, we will be doing another video on crises, and I will put together a checklist for you. So, stay tuned to get that. But challenges that Nadine is going to face in the book, I'm going to not give the answer for that, because if I do, you might get some spoiler alerts. But basically, you're going to have to come up with a couple of things, and ideally, your character needs to face about 4 challenges in the book. So you can leave this for now and just um, expand on it a little bit later. So, are there any additional notes that you want to pop into this section? Okay, so we can stop the share now. All right, so thanks very much for going through the checklist with me. I really encourage you to do checklists as quickly as you can, because it's going to give you some thoughts for building up your characters in your books. And if you love movies like I do, print out a couple of these and sit in front of the telly and make notes as you go along. And for those of you who want to get more of these videos, please hit the subscribe button and the notification button. And then you will see at the top of my channel, I have a subscription for my newsletter. So you can get a couple of different tips and advice. And just to remind you that if you are an author, if you treat this like a business, it will pay you like a business. So thank you very, very much for watching, and please remember to hit the subscribe button. Bye for now.